Hey everyone, Autumn here with day 20 of the 31 Days of the Morrigan Challenge for May of 2018. Today's prompt, it's a difficult one for me. Here we go. No, absolutely no more negative self-talk for the rest of the challenge. For the next 10 days. It's 10 days. It's difficult because I have trouble getting through this with in an hour, never mind 10 days, but the next 10 days, absolutely no negative self-talk. Now, we all know, well, I know I'm going to slip up. See, I'm doing it already. But I slip up a lot when it comes to stuff like this, so this is when mindfulness is going to come into play, and when that negative self-talk comes, you're just gonna let it go. Just gonna let it go. Don't dwell on it. Don't sit there and be like, oh my gosh, I messed up the challenge. I'm a horrible person, blah, blah, blah. Just forget about it. Forget about it. It'll be fine. 10 days we can do this. And so every time those negative thoughts come into play about yourself, try not to think bad about anyone else either. Don't turn it off. Turn off the negative self-talk and just be like, everyone's an asshole. I mean, you could, because a lot of people are interesting folks these days, but try to do the no negative self-talk. So no more dumb, no more stupid, no more fat, no more ugly, no more this, no more that, not worthy, unlovable, I'm trying to think, I don't want to think, this is gross stuff, so take a deep breath, just let it all go. We're not going to think like that anymore, because we all know that thoughts are energy, and our vibration and what we send out is what we get back. Very woo-woo, very hokey. Some people might not believe in that, but I've definitely noticed, has anyone else noticed, that when you're thinking, when you're in a really good mood, everything is great. When you're like, oh my gosh, the sun is shining, the birds are chirping, everything is fantastic, I feel so good. But when you're thinking crappy, then everything looks crappy. Oh my gosh, today is horrible. I burnt my tongue on my coffee, and then my car had bird poop on the window, and it becomes a laundry list, right? So we're gonna start within. We're gonna start with what we tell ourselves, because what we tell ourselves, we tend to believe. Our bodies react to our thought patterns, right? So yeah. No more negative self-talk for the rest of this challenge. If you are running into difficulty with this, some people will wear a bracelet or a piece of string or something like a ribbon on your finger type thing to remind you, so when you see it, you're like, oh yeah. Because a lot of times when I've done this before in the past, I start off real strong, and then a couple days later I'm like, I'm such an idiot, I forgot. So maybe, or even a sticky note on the wall. I'm looking at the wall behind my computer. I've got sticky notes, little reminders everywhere, so maybe something like that near your desk at work, if you have a desk for work, or I don't know, a sticky note on near the radio in your car. I'm trying to think, stuff like this, little reminders where you can leave. Or if you have a gemstone, ooh, a gemstone would be a nice little reminder to keep in your pocket, so then when you sit down and it squishes against your leg and you're like, what the hell is in my pocket? It hurts. And you're like, oh yeah, be nice to yourself. So yeah. Let me know how it goes. I will probably, I'll forget to check in daily. I'm like, I'll check in daily. Oh, I won't. So maybe you guys can check in with me and be like, hey, today is day 3 of no negative self-talk, or I had a slip up, but it's okay, we let it go. I do want to try to remind people though, and at least remind myself. So let's go talk about this more over on Facebook, and I will stop babbling now, and I will see you guys tomorrow.